This time I will introduce a very important and useful knowledge about finance, but this is the most basic regarding the interest. So interest is happening in our daily life, right? Mm. If you have the habit of saving, of course, saving in the bank. If you're just saving at home, no interest, or you borrow money, right? Interesting also in another way, in a reverse way, is you have to pay the interest rate if you're loan from the bank. Am I right? So if we know how to calculate the interest and different kind of interest, it definitely is very helpful for us for the daily life. I don't talk about math, but this definitely is very interested for us to learn interest. So first, let you know what there are different kind of interest, right? First one we call it's simple interest. We call simple. It's because it's just based on interest. Okay, they will not increment every year. They just keep on that simple interest. Okay. Give an example here. The formula is principal interest times the R normally we use the small letter R, and it's interest and times number of years. Okay. So give example, if our principal is 1,000 and the interest rate is 8% 1 year, and we save in 3 years, then how much interest we can get? Okay, so anyway, if you might have questions like how many interest will I get? Is that mean one time or how many times? Suppose since this is yearly, right? So maybe at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year, so you should get 3 times. Okay. So the simple interest is just really as simple as what I'm writing. So times 8% times 3 is 3 years, and the total is 240. So which means that after 3 years, or in the 3 years, you totally earn 240 interest rate. And if based on year, so every year you earn that 80%, right? 80 pesos, right? 80 pesos or $80 depends on your principal. It's the currency. Okay, so is that higher? I don't know. It depends on. Maybe you think it's good, right? Yeah. Then we come to a little difficult one. It's called compound. Compound interest is different from the simple interest is because the compound interest every interest period, when it's ending, they will add the interest into the principal, and the next time in the next interest period, the principal will be changed to the previous principal plus the previous interest you totally got. So which means it's a kind of every interest period it will be increment, right? So definitely just to give a short example, if I give you the compound interest rate for semi-annually, you save in 1 year, definitely is a short higher than what than just a simple interest rate for 8% in 1 year, right? So, but there's no big difference, okay? But it's a little higher for compound with the same interest rate. Okay, so this is a formula. So A here is not the interest. A is as the future value. Okay, is future value equals to principal. It's 1 × 1 plus R. R is interest. N is here is compounding frequency. What's that mean is that the number of the times interest is computed on a certain period of time. For here we heard about annually, right? We heard about semi-annually, we heard about quarterly, we heard about monthly. Am I right? So especially when we buy the condo here, we always hear about they say that the monthly interest rate is 7%, right? Here, it's exactly the interest rate that I bought the condo. So I always remember that. So so if this based not by yearly, if it's smaller, based on monthly, quarterly, you have divided by the frequency, and the times here also the frequency will be here. Okay, if you minus P, the principal definitely is the interest that you earn, right? Okay, so now we have an example to explain that. So remember we just now we have everything the same, right? 8%, 1,000, right? And the simple interest rate is what? Is 240 just now, right? And this is 3 years, and the compounding frequency is annually. So this interest is yearly interest, right? So what we are doing now, the present value is the principal times 1 plus 8%, right? If divided by n is annually, so it's just 1. So of course it's 1 times 3, right? 3 years. So totally is 1,259. If minus by our principal is 259. So let's exactly explain what I'm just told you. If the same interest, but one is compound, one is simple, so compound is higher. For this one, higher how many? For 19 pesos, right? 240, right? 19 pesos. So that's good, right? So let's go to see another concept. Uh, this is based on the monthly compound, semi-annual compound, quarterly compound. So you see that everything same, principal same, interest rate the same. Even a year is 3 years. So just because of the interest period is different. So the monthly is smallest, right? Semi is like a half, that's a little higher, and quarterly is in the middle, right? So let's calculating what's the if the same interest rate, if they are same principal, and after the same period, how much they can get. See here is based on the monthly, so you have divided by 12. Here you have times 12. This annually divided by 2. Here times 2. Same here, you have divided by 4 because quarterly you have times 4. So we can see the result. The most highest is monthly, and then is what? Quarterly, then semi-annually, right? Semi-annually. So which means the monthly compounding rate is comparing most you get most high interest if the interest rate is same. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so always when you are saving or something, always look at is what kind of interest, compound interest, based on what, right? Okay, so uh next we have okay, another concept, FV is future value, PV present value. These are important concepts. Future value is same as you save the money now, like 1,000. After 1 year, you save in the bank, how much you can get, right? And present value is like I want to get 1,000 after 1 year. Then how much I have to save now, one time, right? Or many times, depends on, right? This is the future value. This is the present value. This is the form, right? Okay, this is the formula of the for both future value and the present value. In fact, it's a reverse section, right? If you look at here, if you're divided by 1 plus r to the tier power, and then it's changed to the PV equals to FV divided by 1 plus r go to tier power, right? So let's solve the question. If future FV is 1,000, which is after 1 year, and the yearly compound, yearly, remember those concepts, 8%, calculate PV. So PV here, based on formula, PV is called FV 1,000, and then it's like 8%, 1.08. T is 1 year, so same as same. So the PV is finally we calculating is 925.9 P. So if the interest rate yearly only 8%, only 8%, and we want to get 1,000 after 1 year, so we have to save 925 or 1926. Seems not worthy, right? Seems not worthy. We only get like four pesos or $4 or something. So, but anyway, this is the calculating the present value. Okay. Now I give you two more examples. The first is easy. The second, the comparison is hard. If the future value is 1,000 based on 1 year monthly, here, monthly compound interest rate still 8%. What is the present value? And if I will save, okay, first, what is the present value? So based on formula, present value is equals to 1,000. This is principal divided 1 plus what? 8% divided by monthly, right? 12 times 12 because I only 1 year, right? So the present value that we can calculate it by 1,000 divided by 1,083. Okay, so we can get the result. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's see the second question. If I will save same amount monthly for 1 year and the future value still be 1,000 pesos, how much I will save every month? This is equals to what? It's equal to like you buy a house, a condo or something, right? Like you buy 10 years and the the future value or the present value if it's like 1 million, 1 million, right? So you will pay 10 years and every year, every month you pay exact amount and then after that, right, you pay off them, right? And the 1 million is present value that switch the mortgage to the bank, right? But for the real estate, they the bank will calculating for you is the finally you're saving for 10 years. They will get a future value. Those in which those future value will be equivalent after the computation. They will be same as present value after the compute, right? So that's the way. So why I raise this example because I just based on this kind of concept, right? So they also like this way. If like give an example, if I want to get married and I need 1 million, so I need 1 million after 1 year. So I just want to check if every month that I save, like how much exact amount after 12 months can I get 1 million? Same the question, right? This kind of things is very useful, right? So how do we calculate this one? So they have totally 12 saving, right? And the what? The future value is 1,000, right? And think about although you every month save the same amount, but they have different kind of future value when they go to mature. When I'm saying mature, which means after the 12 months of the first payment, it go to the time that you were calculating for the present value, right? Future value, sorry, right? So that's called mature because after the interest period, right? Okay, so but everyone will be same. If you save at the February, you go to 12, you go to the end of 12, definitely you only have 11 months interest based on your monthly interest rate. So look here, this is what I'm calculation. So if we save X dollars every month, so X and then right, and then we will calculate it this for January, it will be 12 times. For February, the same amount, that be 11 months. If March will be uh, 10 months, right? Until last to the 12th at the beginning of the December. So we just have 1 month interest rate. So totally the future value is 1,000. Don't learn from me this very uh, tiresome. That's why I did not calculate when I'm doing this. So I do that before. So you see that totally 12, right? And then finally I got X will be 79.70, close to the 80 pesos. What that mean is that if I want get 1,000 pesos after 1 year, and I know the monthly compound interest rate is 8%, and start from today, every month I should save 80 pesos. So after 1 year, I will get 1,000 pesos from the bank. Is that good? I think it's good, right? So okay, so today I spent some time to discuss with about different kind of the interest rate. I compare with the interest rate by the period, and I calculated the present value and future value as well as give you example. So I hope you learned something from this session. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.